Okay, this is our second to last EuroBasket show here on the channel. We still have much more to go. Joe Dellera's back. We've been doing just recurring FIBA streams.
It's been fun.
Yeah. Totally just 100% supported by the people.
Yeah. Not getting paid for this one. This is vibes.
No, just whatever ad revenue that comes along. But we're here, EuroBasket, coming to you from the States where things have been totally just normal today. Just a regular old day in the United States of America. I'm in New York, Joe's in Jersey, and we're going to talk about some teams in Europe. Okay. Final Four is here. The games will take place Friday. If you're in Europe, it'll be late afternoon into the evening. And if you're stateside, it will be morning into the afternoon. And if you're in Asia, it'll be basically at night. Basically True. At night. Potentially really late, Australia, so on and so forth. But it's a lot of fun basketball to watch. And we're going to get into it. Okay, let's start off with where we are right now in the tournament. Final Four is here. Don't mind Joe's camera. Just like it's evolving from a Pokemon sense.
I know it's been weird today.
It's basically what it is. Yeah, it's just one of those days. It's also late. We hopefully won't keep people very long. Okay, here's the knockout stage bracket. Let me actually do this a little bit. Whoa, hold on. Don't disappear on me now. Actually, we should look at the standings actually real quick. Teams eliminated right now. Cyprus finished last. That's funny. The 5 through 8 for the teams that lost today. Lithuania is 5th, Poland is 6th, Slovenia 7, Georgia 8. That's how they finish. France was 9th, Serbia 10. I wouldn't have thought that would have happened before the tournament.
That's crazy, actually. Like, it is weird to see it like that.
Yeah. And this has to do with when you lost, the point differential when you lost, had to have matchups, things of that nature. Italy 11, Latvia 12, Bosnia 13, Israel 14, Portugal 15, Sweden 16, Spain 17. Spain was the highest ranked team of the teams that did not get out of the group. Spain, the defending champions, did not get out of the group. Okay. The bracket is right here. Jesus Christmas, Brian, find it. Semifinals, we have Greece versus Turkiye and Germany versus Finland. I'm very intrigued by both of these matchups. Now, I posted the clip, Joe. Finland could get here.
Yeah, we talked about it.
And they got here. I didn't feel great about it when I saw that they faced Serbia in the knockout stage, but admittedly, I was like, man, without Bogdanovic, we were worried about Serbia's depth, and
yeah,
it happened.
Like, literally, the thing that we talked about is exactly what happened. They just didn't have enough juice anymore, and like they relied. I think. I mean, there were some comments on social media about like the rotations. The rotations were bad. For they could have maybe tried some other players. They were saying that Pesic, like maybe he should retire. Like, I know he's been kind of talking about kicking it in, but I think there's some of the commentary that I was seeing was that like the rotations were rough, and honestly, like I did think some of the things that they were doing were a little questionable. It's like, you have the best player in the world, just run everything through him. And like Serbia has this tendency not to do that because they want to play like team basketball, but
good basketball, yeah,
like you don't need to, just fucking spam Jokic. Like, he's the best player in the world. Like, the windup is the irony of the entire thing is that just spamming Jokic is probably the best version of team basketball you're going to get. Just because he finds everybody, and like whether they're open or not, he's going to make the pass and he's going to make the right play.
Pesic, the head coach from Serbia, got some shit online for mismanaging that. I mean, Jokic and Jovic were the only guys who came through in that game. They combined for 50-something of their 84 points. They were both very efficient. Jovic, who was shaky against the good teams leading up to that, was great in that game. And Jokic was just He gave you what you needed.
Yeah.
Charles Uncensored, he asked you for WNBA or NFL picks.
We'll get the W maybe a little later, but
Also
there's a lot of weird stuff happening in W. Last day of the regular season, so all 8 playoff teams are set. It's really more of a matter of like where can we maybe try to find some value, but they're not gonna. I guarantee you, like we are not gonna get real prop lines until.
I'm very worried about. Not even very worried. I might straight up take the Mercury in that Liberty series.
Oh, I think I'm going to.
If they play each other, I said, and we'll go back to EuroBasket in a sec. Alyssa Thomas is top 5 player I want to see least in a playoff series, even today. She's been awesome again this year. So
absolute fucking menace.
Yeah,
absolute menace.
So Turkey favored against Greece. Charles Uncensored says thinking Giannis could have a big game. I don't think you're going to disagree with that. We'll get to that a little bit later. Germany Greece final ? And then he's a team player, naturally referring to Jokic. I really like these matchups. Finland's a fun team.
Yeah,
Finland's a very fun team. It's not just Lauri Markkanen. Yeah,
a lot of threes. So a high variance team.
Mika Murinen, who more people are learning about, who's one of the top high school players right now in the States, because he's actually, I think he's in Florida right now.
Yeah,
a high school junior who's going to be a senior, who's going to be in the NBA draft soon. 18 years old, turned 19 March 4th. And there's a world where he's better than Lauri Markkanen, which is scary to think about.
Yeah.
Germany's Germany. They've been a machine. We've talked about this at length. Like, they medaled in EuroBasket last time in 2022. They won the World Cup in 2023. They nearly medaled last year. They got to the bronze medal game, lost to Serbia. And then this year, I think they'll medal, and I think they're obviously the favorites to win the whole thing. Like, Germany is just a machine internationally. And then you have Greece with Giannis plus Tyler Dorsey plus his brother and then just the playmaking potential, the shooting potential there. And then Turkey is a really fun, balanced team led by Alperen Şengün. Like, I mean, which matchup I guess you want to start with and why? We can go through it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Greece Turkey should be the better game. So I'm down to start there, I think. But I do think you know what? Fuck it. Let's talk Germany. Let's talk this Germany Finland game. And the spread's 12.5. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
What was the spread today when Germany played Slovenia? Wasn't it similar?
It was I think it was 10. I think it was 10. Yeah.
9.5, 10 around there. They won by 8.
Yeah.
And Slovenia was winning the whole game up until the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I mean, granted, like, Luka fucking Doncic, but so
who was it? But to Slovenia's credit, Luka got in foul trouble.
Yeah.
They kept the lead.
And it was these refs. We got to talk about this. But refs are fucked. It's a ref show. It's absolutely bullshit. Like, the problem is in my opinion is that the techs are also personal fouls, and you only get 5.
Yeah,
it's like a huge swing if you get a tech. Like, I'm so pissed still about my Goga Patazde loss, where I had 15 plus points and he got ejected for his fucking second technical. So 2 of his 5 fouls were technicals, and he finished with 14. And he was going to cruise over this 50. Anyway, I'm pissed about it. I'm so upset my camera's bugging.
Luka Doncic, by the way, he got a tech 2
minutes.
2 minutes and maybe 15 seconds into the game.
Yeah.
Had 3 fouls in the first half, and I think he had 4 heading into the fourth quarter. Or
yeah, I think like the entire third quarter he had 4.
Yeah,
so I mean,
yeah,
it's rough. Like, if they're going to count technicals as personal fouls, you only get 5 fouls. And I mean, granted, like, at this point, though, the players that are left, I'm not thinking that we're going to see that too much. But like, Luka is somebody Luka always is going to get, like, he's always complaining.
I was worried that because the tech came so early, I was worried, oh no, is he going to like just be pissed and check
Yeah.
himself out of the game, like kind of like what he did last year, not last year, 2 years ago in the World Cup, where Slovenia, like he kind of just went out sad, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this time around, like it was like no, like they could have won this game. Slovenia really could have won this game.
I know. I don't
Luka
think they
had
shot the three ball that well.
so they started off really well and then
Yep.
it tapered off, but they were able to maintain the lead regardless because Germany didn't quite get going. I'm gonna pull up their stats real quick. With Slovenia, 39 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists from Luka Doncic, who just had 3 turnovers, who shot 11 of 25, 44%, 5 of 16 from three. And I mentioned Klemen Prepelic, who, I mean, he wasn't the most efficient, but he did hit some big shots during the
Yeah.
game, and they needed him probably more than they should have. Germany, man, to win a game against the way Slovenia played, the way Luka Doncic played, to win a game despite the fact you have Franz Wagner and Dennis Schroeder combining for 43 points on 11 of 37 shooting.
Dude, Schroeder was 1 for 9 from three. I wanted to die. Like
1 for 12 combined with Franz Wagner's 0 for 3.
it's insane.
The team
Like
was
if they
9
didn't
for
get to the
30
free
also.
throw line, if they didn't get to the free throw line, they would have been in serious shit.
Dennis was getting to his spots. He had
Yeah.
wiggle. He was breaking down defenders. He was getting to the lane. He was getting to his floater. He just wasn't making these shots. And Franz Wagner, like he just wasn't finishing. He would get to the cup. He was heavily contested at the cup. Like Slovenia, I thought protected the rim pretty well at times. He would try to put up these layups from distance, scoop shots over two players, get the contact, no call. And he did get to the free throw line a bunch. Like that's why he ended up being efficient. He was 13 of 14 for the free throw line. Germany was 30 of 37 for the free throw line. Like that's the answer to missing all them shots.
Kind of crazy that they took 37 of their 69 shots. Nice. But like they took more than 50% of their shots.
Yeah.
Two dudes. Like and the thing is too, like that's not counting the million trips to the free throw line that they had. So and they took out of their free throws, what is this? They took 23 out of their 37 free throws. Just outrageous amount of volume.
That's insane. They earned it. Daniel Tice, I thought was really good too. Tice was really good. I think he might have gotten player of the game actually.
Yeah.
15 and 9, a couple of assists too, plus 23.
What's his name? Thiemann got not ejected, but he fouled out too, like pretty fast.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be, I thought that might have been like a death knell for them late in the fourth quarter because it was like working really well because he was kind of like clogging up the paint. It was giving everybody else a little bit more space. And Lowe went crazy from in like the fourth quarter.
Luka fouled them out, teaming from, rather in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Fouled him out. And Daniel Tice, I think he might have drawn the fourth foul on him too, because Luka got to the line a bunch also. Our boy Obst.
Dude, I was on the most degenerate, like little personal parlay ever. I did over 2.5 threes and under 9.5 points, and I was so pissed. I was so pissed because he got the one free throw from the fucking Luka technical. Like the cap was dead on. It was like he's gonna take about like between 6 and 8 threes. He's gonna make 3. He's gonna go over our 2.5 line, and like I'm gonna get this nice like plus 600. Fucking bullshit. I was so mad.
So funny. It was so funny.
Such a good little angle.
It was so funny.
But that third three was pretty. That was sick. It was a big momentum shot for Opes and for Germany, I think. You know, that like it was like a runner 3-pointer to his non-dominant side. Like crazy three.
Thing I love too, Germany. 6 turnovers the entire game.
That's the thing. They don't turn the ball over.
19 assists, 6 turnovers. They have the ability to do this from time to time where they can play with pace, get out and run, get to the rim consistently, create good 3-point shots consistently, get to the free throw line. Like they can score at all 3 levels as a collective and limit their turnovers. Like I thought they were the best team on paper going in. Well, once Bogdanovic was out, I was like, man, I think Germany, because I think Jokic might have to do too much, and that's how it's playing out right now.
So I want to put it this way to you, right? So looking at these spreads, obviously Germany's highest power rated team left in the tournament. Then you have Greece and Turkey, and then Finland is like a fairly distant fourth, honestly. But I would say that like Greece and Turkey are fairly close, I think, in the international power rankings anyway. In large part because of Giannis. But
I was gonna say this is a Giannis has the best player, Turkey has the better team
yeah,
situation.
I mean, Giannis is the best player left, like just period, by like
Yes.
by like a pretty wide margin, to be honest, too. Like it's not really that close. Looking
You
at the
can
future,
you can argue that Laurie's second if you wanted. I
yeah,
don't think
I think it's got to be Şengün, but
I
like
don't think I'm putting him ahead of Şengün necessarily, but in this tournament, I mean, in this tournament, it could like these are guys who will make the all. I think they do two teams now, who will
yeah.
make the all tournament team after the
The
fact.
thing that's interesting too is like Germany, for example, like Franz and Schroeder are next, right? But like
Mhm.
I think Germany overall as a team is like much like more cohesive than a lot of these other teams. Like
Yes.
they've been really crushing on the international stage for a while. So I think the team is the best, right? But anyway, the futures market, right? They have I think this is interesting because before the Slovenia game, Germany was minus 145 to win the tournament. And now they're still like minus 140. Like FanDuel's got a minus 140 on them to win the tournament. So
365 is a 143.
yeah,
It's
but
been
like
this way
they
since
didn't
Serbia
move.
lost, pretty much.
Turkey didn't move. Greece didn't move, and Finland is more or less the same too. So like these odds really didn't change, which I think is interesting. And I think it actually bolsters our point when we were here last time that we were like, we don't really need Germany at minus 145 when they still have 3 games to play. There's always variance, single game tournament, whatever. Now that we're here and you kind of can see what the potential matchups are, what would you put like a Germany line on against Greece or Turkey? Like it's probably going to be close, but Germany's going to be favored. I would say what it's got to be like Germany minus 3.
How much do you think, before I answer that, how much do you think depends on like how these games actually go?
I don't
Because
unless somebody gets hurt, I don't know how much it matters.
like if Germany covers against Finland, dog walks them. I wonder how much like, it might not impact it though.
I don't think it'll matter because Greece and Turkey is supposed to be like a good game.
I think
And then
Germany I think Germany against Greece could get double digits. Turkey
you
they
think
won't.
no, Turkey
I
they
think
won't, but
against Greece it'll be
I think Greece
similar to
might be more
Slovenia. It'll
than
be like 8, 9,
it'll be
maybe.
more than 2 possessions, I think.
Yeah, I think
But
it'll be
I don't think it'll go to 10. I think that's because you're just going to get slammed with Giannis money. Like,
if
you know what
it's
I
not
mean?
yeah, it could open at 10 and
That's the
drop
other thing.
immediately.
Yeah.
But I think if it's 10, it'll be close.
So, but what I'm
I
getting
mean,
at though is
if it's not 10, it'll be close. And if it's Turkey, it'll probably be like 2 possessions, like 5-4,
so,
something
but
like that.
so kind of this is kind of the math that I'm trying to do, right? Germany against Finland is minus 1,000. This price then of minus like 140, if we think it's going to be like a 2 possession game, is more or less like a gift, I think, because you figure like right now, you figure if they're minus, I'm trying to think of like what the number would be. They'd probably be. You're saying that you think that they would be minus, so they're minus 1,000 right now. Next game, you figure they'd be at least like a double digit favorite. So they're going to be at least, or maybe not double digit, 2 possessions. So let's call it because minus 1.5 is about minus 130 generally ish on the money line.
Yeah.
So let's call it minus 250, right? You're still looking at minus 185. Like if they're a double digit favorite, you're going to be looking at like minus maybe 400 at a minimum. Because I mean, they're 12-point favorites now. They're minus 1,000. So like, let's say they're 8-point favorites, maybe minus 400. That's minus 267. I think at this point, we've maybe hit where I'm willing to lay on Germany minus 140.
Because it hasn't moved. Yeah, I mean, if you think Germany's just going to win the whole thing,
Because it's
You know,
not so
like
much. Just to me, it's like it's not so much that I didn't think they were going to beat Slovenia, but Luka to me is a much bigger variable just because of like than whoever else they really have
Laurie
left. Like
Markkinen.
than Laurie
Oh,
Markkinen or like
yeah.
I mean Giannis, sure, but you're just getting way more value at this point. Like it's only 2 games now. Like I don't like the idea of it was basically a 3-game parlay that you were betting before. And now I have a lot more certainty on what the matchups are going to be. These are kind of the matchups that we thought it was going to be, but I'm getting the same price and it's only 2 games and I can't really math out a scenario where this isn't like a pretty good price for Germany minus 140.
Germany didn't play Greece last year in the Olympics. Okay, I was just wait. I thought
Cuz
they did
like
in the knockout stage. Yes, they did. Germany beat Greece last year in the Olympics 76-63.
yeah,
And the teams are very similar
similar,
to,
yeah.
to this year. Very
Yeah.
similar.
So that's kind of what I'm saying. So even if like the only way we're going to get a bad not line on this is if it's a close game. Like if it's the same spread as Greece Turkey, right? And you see a minus 130, then then like we'd be looking at minus 106 instead. But based on these lines, I don't think that that's the way that this is going. Like I think that they're giving up like a little bit maybe like in how they would price it, but I don't know. I think that it would be closer to like at a minimum, even if it was minus 150,
The
you'd be
the
looking at
bottom
minus
line is
120. Like
your chances are you're not gonna like if you want Germany and don't have Germany, now would be the time.
yeah, like you're
Because
just
if you wait, it's gonna get a lot worse to your point. Because
yeah,
even if it's Turkey, it'll be at least 2-1, maybe more.
yeah.
And then
So
with Greece, forget it. Like they're gonna be close to double digits, I think. 7, 8, 9, like in that sort of range.
in order for it
And
to be break even, where you're
yeah,
getting
yeah,
the same odds,
yeah.
it would need to be it would have to be minus 180. And then you'd get a parlay odds, like if you manually built it to minus 141. That's the only way. So if you think that this spread is going to be 6 or more, which I think it's entirely possible, I think you need to bet it now.
Tabling this for the time being,
Yeah.
I do want to look at Finland's box score from the game against Georgia.
Yeah.
So this actually got dicey for a little bit.
It did.
If you didn't watch the game, Goga Pataze got ejected.
Bullshit
Yeah,
fouls.
it was a second technical,
He got a technical
and
early.
he got an unsportsmanlike foul. That's what it was.
Yeah. It was, he
And
came up and hit him. Like, I think it was a little ticky tacky, I think, but
the contact was he's now he's a repeat offender. If you look at the
true.
NBA,
That is true.
I do think he's just one of those dudes like he plays hard, really hard.
Yeah.
But like this was a 20-point lead that dropped to at least 6. It may have even been less than that at some point. And then that kind of took the wind out of their sails. Georgia, like it just sort of metastasized from there. Let's actually look at the play-by-play real quick because I'm going to find where. Yeah. So end of the third, it was a 9-point game. And this is when Georgia was making their comeback. And then early on in the quarter, Mika Murinen comes in to start the fourth, of course. He's going to be sick. So Mamu makes this shot. It's 73-67. That's what I remember.
I mean,
And
also
then,
put it this way
and
too.
Goga gets ejected 76-67 with 6:55 left in the game. So that ends up, it's a 9-point game at that point. And then from there, Finland outscores Georgia 17-12. That lead goes from 9 to 14, and that's it. Georgia doesn't get back within single digits again, I don't think.
No,
except a little bit later here,
Yeah.
but at this point, like it felt like it was out of reach already.
And Goga was the only player on Georgia with a positive plus minus. He was +4. The next closest player was Shangela -6. And
Yeah, Shingelia, yeah.
yeah, Shingelia.
Former
So
NBA player for a brief amount of time.
but, like, that's brutal. I mean, the rest of the team was just miserable, and honestly, it happened too to start the second half. Like, it was kinda close at halftime. To start the second half, Finland started off hot, and then because Goga started on the bench because he had 3 fouls. They brought him in with about 4 minutes to go. They started making this crazy run, I guess, against kind of Finland's bench to a degree, and
Yeah.
then they were able to maintain and continue to dig into that as the fourth quarter progressed, and then Goga got ejected. So, brutal, brutal.
Mamu had a good game.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
was a
played the whole
top-heavy
game.
game from Georgia, like, Mamu was great. Duda Sanadze, actually, yeah, he hit some big threes,
Oh, yeah.
some big threes in this game. They did a good job of finding him out on the perimeter. Shingalia, we mentioned, and Goga Batadze, but from there, there's like no one else had more than 2 points outside of those 4 guys.
It was rough.
You
Yeah.
know, and these 4, I think, gave you enough collectively. Everyone else, though, not necessarily. And with Finland, because we gotta contemplate whether or not Finland has a chance against Germany. And I don't want to say the chance is just Lauri Markkinen.
12 shots is not enough. I get that they beat Georgia today. 12 shots, I think, is not an acceptable amount of shots for Lauri Markkinen.
I'll say this: their offense was humming.
Yeah.
I just think, to your point, now this is kind of the case for a bounce back spot in this game. And can Lauri Markkinen, like, he's gonna have to carry a little bit more, but also you're gonna need some of these role guys to hit shots, because a big part of why they won is they sprayed it out from 3. They were shooting 55% on threes. They were 17 of 31. Good luck doing that against Germany. Like, good luck doing that against Germany. If they could do that against Germany, they'll obviously have a good chance of winning that game. Mikael Jantunen, also 19 points. He was another one that was a major factor in this game as well. He was super effective. I felt like he was attacking glass a little bit more than he was. He only had 5 rebounds. It felt like he had 7 or 8. But he was taking advantage of his shots inside the perimeter, but also he was money from outside, 3 for 7. And Mika Mirodin, who we just talked a little bit about, he had a couple cameos. He had 7 points in 9 minutes. When he plays in EuroBasket 4 years from now, this dude's gonna be a monster. But Miro Little, who's like been one of my, like, I really, really enjoy watching him run the point. He's been fun to watch. Also from a defensive perspective, he just makes shit happen.
Yeah.
So Finland has like the scrappiness, they have the shooting, they have the offense, but Germany, man, Germany is a machine. So this is one where, like, I just, it's a single elimination format, and at this point, everybody's legit. I said beforehand, I was like, Finland could get far. I said that they can get a medal, so I'm not going to pick Finland to win this game. I do think, however, if we get Finland versus Greece or Finland versus Turkey, I'm going to be interested in Finland.
So I think that's where, like, I almost hope that Finland gets their shit kicked in, because then we're going to get I think then we get a good price on Finland against the loser of Greece. I don't think it would benefit Germany as much, because Germany's supposed to win, whereas Finland's kind of made this run. They're beating teams, but like Georgia's fine. Like we thought Georgia was going to be fine, but they're not like a juggernaut, right? The Finland's biggest win was against Serbia, who we were like, well, like, they're a little overrated, maybe.
After
So
the injury, but to be fair, they still
a
were
monster win. Yeah.
And Serbia was still like affected by the injury. Yes, still a top 2 team on paper in this tournament. Top 3 if you want to put Turkey ahead of them, because Turkey did beat them, I think. Okay, but like that's still like, that was a gold medal contender, and I thought a minimum a medal stand team. We both were like, man, they're in Germany's side of the bracket. They might get bronze now. And for Finland to do that,
Yeah.
like, listen,
Big.
I'm not
big,
writing
big
them
win.
off against Germany. That being said, to your point, they're going to be underdogs regardless of who they play if they lose this game.
Yeah.
And it almost doesn't matter how. I think
Yeah.
people will still be like, look, it's Greece and Giannis, or look, Turkey's undefeated
Turkey's
up
been
until
awesome,
this
yeah.
point. You know, if they lose this game, they won't be undefeated anymore, but you get the point. So But I think Finland's good. Like I said it before, I was like, man, they're. I thought they'd be better in group play, so I was a little worried once they got matched up with Serbia. But shout out to the Finnish. Honestly, they have a real basketball program, like a real team.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Finland is legit. That's going to be an exciting game. I think no matter what, the thing that I'm happy about is I think that no matter what, these medal games are going to be really good.
Yes.
So I'm like happy about that. I think the squads that went through are going to be really good, really compelling. And honestly, like even if Finland is not the most competitive, like Murinen is awesome. Like some really cool young talent. That's going to get showcased on a bigger scale. So, and it's also nice to watch Laurie actually get to play and be good. So obviously Laurie, was in a little bit of foul trouble today, 4 personal fouls. So I think that kind of limited some of the minutes too. But again, hope it's not a ref show.
Let's hit the other game now. Now this one to me is perhaps more interesting for off the court reasons because this is an actual rivalry.
Yeah.
Turkey and Greece. But on the court, I think this could be a fantastic game. So Turkey is loaded, as we've been talking about all tournament. You're not getting this from a lot of EuroBasket teams where you get this win against Poland, a good Polish team who I was flirting with the idea of, could Ponika and Jordan Lloyd potentially like lead the upset here? And Turkey does a great job of just being aggressive and continually getting calls, being in attack mode. 7 players in double figures in this game. Only Alperen Şengün had more than 13 points. Like just super balanced. Furkan Korkmaz, every time you say his first name, it sounds like a curse. He got 10. You know what I mean?
Remember when he asked to get traded, though?
Jetty Osman, by the way, got hurt. See what happens there.
Yeah.
Shane Larkin, obviously, who I thought he'd make more noise in this tournament, but he had a nice game against Poland as well.
This game is interesting because his points prop was at 12.5.
12, right? Yeah.
Squeaked over, but like no volume there. So I'm a little curious to see where like
he's more of a distributor than I think people or maybe not people, but like he's more of a distributor.
It looks like it's
in this specific role.
It looks like it's going to be about the same, like 12.5 or so. I would be interested in an under here for Larkin on the 12.5 points. I think
if he's taking 7-8 shots, that makes sense. You just
I think last game he took like 12 shots.
Before this,
yes, and he played like almost 40 minutes. So that's really more or less what the concern is, because if he's gonna play a ton of minutes, then it's like, all right, well, this is gonna be, there's just always a little bit of funky opportunity there for him to get a little bit more up.
Poland, who finished 4th last EuroBasket, short of medaling again, but Poland continues to. I mean, again, I talked about like. They had a good World Cup performance in 2019, where they finished in the top 8. Like, this is a solid program. They have Jordan Lloyd now. We'll see what that means moving forward. The World Cup is in a couple of years. Ponika, I thought, played really well. They combined for 38 of the team's 77 points. Like, that's like exactly half, pretty much. Shot a collective 11 for 24, and from 3, this is the one, 7 of 11. They did enough. But the supporting cast couldn't keep up with Turkey. And then Greece in their win over Lithuania, which was not a gimme. Like Lithuania was playing really well early on. They led. Did they lead at halftime?
Valanciunas also had like an awesome game, which he's been on and off.
They led early in the first quarter and then they gave it up. That's what it was. Looking at it again, they led. Did they lead at all in the second quarter? No, it was in the first quarter. It was early in the first quarter. They started the game on a run, and I was like, here it is. They were up 7-0 out the gate, which then became and then became 9-4, and then Greece fought back, and then they kept exchanging, going back and forth, and then Greece kind of just had it from there. Giannis had 29, just 6 rebounds, Only 2 assists. I think that number needs to be higher to beat Turkey. That's the one for me because they need to generate threes. They beat
Yeah.
Lithuania shooting 9 of 29 because Lithuania. I was surprised that the broadcast was like, "Do you know any Lithuanians who don't shoot, who can't shoot?" And I'm like, "They can. They don't shoot a ton of threes all the time."
Yeah.
And Greece was 9 of 29 from three in this game. You do that against Turkey, I don't know if it's going to be enough. And Lithuania 8 of 22. They didn't get up the attempts. They're very good at generating looks, going downhill, attacking a basket, using their size, shooting hook shots over defenders, and getting it kind of the old school way. But the way Greece played in this game, they're going to have to adapt to what Turkey does a little bit more. And
Yeah.
there's going to be a level of physicality that Giannis in particular is going to have to deal with on the interior too.
I was a little frustrated last game with Giannis because I mean I think that you're right. Like the assist did not pop really at all. And looking at, I mean, if you look at the box score too, I mean they were 9 for 29 from three. I think a lot of those threes, like a lot of them were going to Tyler Dorsey before. Dorsey played 25 ineffective minutes against Lithuania. He's somebody that I think they really need to step up. But overall, I mean, it's not good if you're going to shoot 9 for 29 from three. Like that's going to be problematic for Greece. And I think that's where a lot of Giannis's assists come from. So looking at, but like even if you look at some of these games and you looked at, you know, what Turkey's been doing to defend the 3-point range, the 3-point line, they've been like decently effective, but at the same time, like they're still allowing a good amount of threes in every game. Like the shots are getting up, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that, you know, Şengün made some comments about how he, you know, they're like he can play defense, and like this has been a good defensive kind of tournament for him, which I think is accurate, but you know, he's somebody that isn't the best defensive type of player. Is
No,
not
he's
somebody is not really like a switch defender. And I do wonder if that maybe opens some more things up for Greece on the perimeter.
I think this is I'm fascinated by this game. I cannot wait.
And I will say too,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm interrupting, but Giannis played a lot of the five, which was weird that he didn't get a lot of rebounds. I think like he's playing a lot of five for Greece, and he's also not necessarily getting rebounds.
Not
I
a lot of
think
long rebound opportunities either. You know what I mean? It's
no,
not like they were shooting a ton of threes that were just going over his head.
yeah, like he just isn't really getting them.
In that game, at
Weird,
least. He's had
yeah,
some
like
other games.
he's had some other games where he's had big rebound games, but overall, like little interesting with that. But Giannis is also somebody that can very, very effectively defend Şengün, who has been like
Yeah.
the clear best player for Turkey.
So
So that's the matchup I'm really interested to see. What do you think about Giannis defending Şengün? Because to me, that seems problematic.
see, I think it's kind of kryptonite-ish to your point. Like I'm very intrigued by that also because the formula for me, if it's Greece, the formula for me is Giannis specifically, although it doesn't have to be just him, but Giannis especially sort of leads the charge in neutralizing Şengün. Neutralizing doesn't mean he goes scoreless because you're not going to do that. Şengün's too talented, and that's too much to ask of Giannis, who needs to do everything offensively. But if Şengün has 13 points, 12 points, he's not, and it's not even, doesn't even need to be inefficient shooting. It can be 5 of 11 with a couple of free throws, but if he's not getting up that many shots, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Because you're seeing here, like he's getting up 14 shots, and if it's like 10, 11 only, and the looks are not necessarily the cleanest, he has to put up hook shots from like deep hooks, like 12 feet or whatever it is, you know, over Giannis.
Especially
like,
when you
then,
can goaltend. Like,
yeah,
you know,
and then and yeah, you smack the ball off the rim, and then it's that part of the defense, but it's also the shooting. If Greece can, I think with Greece, the way I think they should get this done is if Giannis, the playmaker, really like drives this. If he comes out the gate and it's like he has 2 shots in the first 8 minutes because he's setting guys up, like this is kind of how they won a couple rounds ago. And Tyler Dorsey is going crazy,
Yeah.
and other guys are getting their looks. Like that's how I think that's how I think it would make the most sense. Because he could go at Şengün and just score, but like I don't. I think this is one where you need to get your corner shooters into the game. You need to get Tyler Dorsey some of these looks. You need to be able to generate high quality 3-point shots.
I mean, okay, so then let me put it to you this way. What do you think then about if Şengün is going to have difficulty, presumably maybe scoring the basketball? What do you think about over 6.5 assists? Because
so this is interesting. I think Şengün also, to your point, if I'm Turkiye and I'm looking at this, I'm like, yo, I think Şengün, like I probably want him in more of a passing role in this game too. I probably want a more aggressive Shane Larkin, as a matter of fact, as well. We'll see what happens. Like Jetty Osman, we have to see what happens there. Maybe more Adem Bona, who didn't play a lot last game. They might actually need him to step up. Korkmaz's shooting is going to be important. But I do think Şengün as more of a facilitator, because he did have the triple-double. He had 19, 12, and 10 last game.
And I think it's important too, because if Şengün can, start facilitating from like the nail, it pulls Giannis out like a little bit. So maybe you get some more cutters. You can get a little bit of backdoor action. You can get people cutting on the baseline.
Greece's help from there will be like a little more suspect.
A little tougher because that's where Greece, if you look at their roster, they're a little bit like older. I think like a lot of the guys, like they're, like Dinos is like not like the youngest dude. I think Papa Nicolau is a little bit older. Like they have, it's not like a spring chicken type of roster here. So they're really good. They played together a long time. There are a lot of like consummate professionals here on this team, but I do wonder if they have the ability, like defensively, to keep up with a hub like Şengün if Giannis isn't in a roaming role and Giannis is in more of a like stop Şengün role. On the flip side, Valanciunas went fucking ballistic against them with 24 and 15 in 30 minutes. So that's where I'm like, well, unless they're just like, okay, well, you score and nobody else can score against us. Like that's the only concern I have. Granted, Valanciunas and Şengün, dramatically different players in terms of style.
To your point, half of the Greek national team is 30 plus.
Yeah.
Captain Papa Nicolau, 35.
Yeah.
Turned 35 shortly before this tournament. Slukas also, who I should have mentioned as far as shooting goes, also 35. And he's been on the national team. Thanasis also, people may not realize this, but he's older than Giannis. He was a Knicks draft pick.
Yeah.
He was a Knicks draft pick in 2013. He was a second round pick in the Tim Hardaway Jr.
And the Knicks were probably like, this guy kind of sucks. Like, why would we draft his brother?
He was like all D League. Not 2013, 2012, maybe. No, it might have been 20. I think it was 2013. Shane Larkin was drafted around the same time. Giannis also, like, Thanasis was like a all D League defender. You know what I mean? Like as a rookie, whatever. The Knicks never really gave him a shot. I mean, he wasn't. He didn't even play last game. You know what I mean? Like he is what he is. But half the team is that.
And Dorsey's 29, so like Dorsey's also like right there. You know,
Mitoglu is 29 also, and Toliopoulos is 29 also.
Yeah, which is like fine, but at the same time, when most of these guys are like our age, it's not usually a good thing for like basketball longevity, or so to speak.
I think it's interesting because one of the concerns we had with Turkey coming into this. I'm going back and forth between Turkey and Turkiye.
I know.
I know. It's Turkiye, but we're just used to saying Turkey here. But I think Turkiye is the correct way to say it. So, and I'm trying to do right by as many people as possible. Unless they're sideways. from a just personality perspective. Um, Shane Larkin, born in 1992. Yeah, so I was right about that. Shane Larkin, Jetty Osman, who we mentioned is captain too. Korkmaz, like a lot of
The
this
guys that
team.
play are older too. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of this team, they're like older than you think,
My
but it
thing,
was it was more so about like they haven't been here
yeah,
together in like I don't even remember the last time Turkey's gone this far in
no.
EuroBasket, but
Whereas like,
this nucleus has not. Like
yes,
the Şengün, Korkmaz, Omer Yurtseven barely played,
bro,
but
that
like
dude doesn't
this.
play ever.
But we had said previously, like, if they get their this is an if they get their guys team. Like everyone in international basketball can go into any tournament and say, "Hey, we don't have our guys." Team USA does this all the time with these
All
non-Olympic
the time.
tournaments, and it's like, yo, or Team USA fans and USA supporters, and it's like, yo, every single team is missing people, is missing a lot of their key guys. Even Brazil, who won the AmeriCup, had like 4 dudes missing from their Olympic roster the year prior. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? And people were
it's
like, "Oh,"
wild, honestly.
people were
Yeah,
like, "Oh, Brazil took their A team and beat Team USA's G League team." And it's like, no, 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 they didn't have all their A level guys.
yeah. Like
And
we
and
sent like fucking Langston Galloway, so like we sent like the Q team, but like that's not really the point. Like,
yeah, 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 yeah. I
like,
mean, look, the Puerto Rican national team. I'll say this: we didn't have our A guys, but we did have some guys who,
yeah,
who were from the Olympic roster. Who, like, Isaiah Pinheiro has been a staple with the national team.
yeah,
The point is with Turkey, like, this is finally a team where it's like they have more of their guys, and this is why talent wise going into the tournament, we were like, oh, like this is actually a team that can medal. We were just like, we need to kind of see it a little bit, see how it gels. And once we saw them in group play, and especially the Serbia game, it was like, oh, so I think like if I'm power ranking the teams in terms of who I think is going to get gold, you're probably going to be with me on this. Germany's 1, Turkey's 2,
yeah,
and then it has to be Greece and Finland. Like it has
yeah.
to be
I
that
mean,
order.
it's
And I
it's
think
very
that might be where this ends. By the way, I think
yeah,
it might be that. It might be Germany, Germany, Turkey, Greece,
over Finland. Yeah,
and then Greece beats Finland. But to me, the Turkey Greece one, like I can get to Greece very easily. Like you
oh,
could sell me on Giannis shooters and Şengün just doesn't quite have it. Like I can get there very easily
yeah,
philosophically.
yeah. Because I mean, like if you looked at it, you're like, all right, well, Giannis just did Giannis things, and he was incredible. Because at the end of the day, I don't think there's anybody on the Turkiye roster that can stop Giannis. Like
There's not.
again, I mean,
There's
and that's
not.
the thing. That's honestly been the thing in every single game for the most part. I do think against Lithuania, they were able to maybe clog the paint like a little bit more, but even then, Giannis still put up fucking 29 points. So it's not like it's not
Is
insane.
is the guy best equipped to guard him on this team Adem Bona?
He's gonna foul out in like 3 minutes. Yeah, I mean, he just had fucking Poland's got no bigs, like zero bigs, and he had 3 fouls in 11 minutes.
He had
Like
3,011 minutes.
that's not like I don't. I'm gonna see if I can pull
I
his.
suppose Panika's not. He's not like a big. He
No,
plays
and he
big
plays like
sometimes.
he plays on the
They list him
outside.
6'5". I thought he was
I mean, look at
6'6",
this,
but
dude.
semantics.
Bona in Euro, he's averaging 2 fouls in 13 minutes.
No,
And
you
that's
can't
like,
put him on Giannis.
yeah,
Physically, you see where I'm going,
he
but
had 2 fouls. Okay, well, this is probably a good comparison.
you gotta just
Against
guard
Serbia,
him with multiple guys. They're gonna be
yeah.
doubling Giannis a lot.
Against Serbia, he had 2 fouls in 7 minutes. And against Latvia, he fouled out in 15. So like Bona it's not going to work.
I'm mildly surprised at how little Omer Yurtseven has been a factor, but they kind of haven't needed him like that
No.
because Şengün, you can't play him with
Şengün.
Şengün.
Yeah.
That's the problem is you can't really play him with Şengün.
Whereas I think Bona you can play a little bit with him, but then also he's effective on his own.
He's not really Bona's not really a center.
No.
That's the thing. So you can play him with them. Yeah, I mean, so that's that. I mean, final predictions. I guess we can do that now. Final predictions, because the next and last EuroBasket show we'll be doing on the channel will be after, not immediately after, but later that night. We'll do something after the finals, after the gold medal game, bronze medal game happens. Who's Sunday Night Football this weekend, by the way?
I don't know.
Because I prefer not to go head to head with Sunday Night Football, but
Yeah, I think it's.
is it even a good game? Falcons Vikings? Oh, I don't give a shit. Yeah, we'll be
Yeah,
here.
I don't really care.
We'll be
I mean,
here.
and they got the
Why are the
double
Vikings
Monday
getting
night.
two? Why are the Vikings getting two primetime games to start the season? Whose idea was that shit?
They have to put these like shitty primetime games early in the season when people are just hyped that there's fucking football on.
That's just football back.
Yeah, like, and they're like, oh, like your team's on primetime, and it's
Yeah.
like
Chiefs Giants next week, Packers Cowboys after that, then Patriots Bills. Jesus,
it's fucking maybe it's
What
fucking
is
crazy
this?
that
Who made this schedule? All right. Anyway, predictions. So
I
we're both on Germany in terms of them winning the game.
yeah, I think I don't mind betting Germany at that minus 140 number to win.
I would
Euro.
just take that. I wouldn't even play with Germany to cover here. I would just take Germany. If you think Germany's going to win this game, just take them to win the tournament.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Germany never covers.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, I think that they are a big enough favorite that they might just never cover a total, like, or cover a spread.
They're so much fun to watch too. Like
They're just really good.
I wish.
Okay, here's the better question.
Yeah.
Who do you think, if they, because they're going to probably open it again, MVP? Because Schroeder's won it before. Because he's gone the thing
World Cup for the World Cup.
Yeah, Schroeder can go fucking crazy from three, and it's like
so the Final Four will determine a lot of this.
Yeah, I think so, especially for Germany, because I think it's been pretty even. I think France has been a little bit better so far, but recency bias I think matters. The other teams, though, I think it's very clear who it would be. Finland is Lori, Greece is obviously Giannis, and Turkiye is Şengün. I don't think that there's any debate with that. So I think if you want to bet those teams, and yes, I was looking at this before, it's been the winner like every time.
It's been yeah. This is something to note. It's often the winner. It's mostly the winner, which makes sense. Willie Hernan Gomez was the MVP last time around. Goran Dragic 2017, who was great, alongside a teenage Luka Doncic, who was all tournament. Pau Gasol, Tony Parker, Juan Carlos Navarro, like Pau Gasol again.
Yeah.
Andre Kirilenko, Dirk. Goddamn, some fucking hoopers.
So I think it's notable that you should check the odds if they're going to post these, because if you can get, like, if you want to bet another team, for example, not only is it's an extra out, right? Because like they generally do not give it to a loser. But we have seen it now, like where it is happening sometimes in some of these tournaments. I don't think it will, but it's definitely something to kind of keep an eye out for in terms of betting. It's technically an extra out, and you should make sure that like the price is similar, because I think Germany you'd have to do a little bit of math, but for the other teams, it's a clear proxy for betting them to win the tournament, I think.
To your point, now, Wael Arakci got Asia Cup MVP, not this time, but last time, and Lebanon did not win the tournament. So that's like a rarer example. They got the silver, though. I mean, at a minimum, you got to get to the championship. Dundao from Angola got MVP. Angola won AfroBasket this year. Iago dos Santos got MVP of the AmeriCup, and Brazil won the AmeriCup this past year. And then the Asia Cup, Australia, real quick, got their championship. They won, and Jalen Galloway was the MVP from Australia. So
yeah, and I think the ones that are more uncommon, like Asia Cup, that like I feel like that
different tournament.
Then it's different tournament. Different.
YL was also so good. Like just like that's the thing. There's
a case on each of these teams for somebody that's like been incredible.
If if so, this is how it happens. I think this is the best case you have. If Germany wins
And they play
against,
Greece, I think.
that's the one. If
Yeah,
they play Greece and they barely beat Greece, like it's a
yeah.
very close game, it's a 1 or 2 possession game, then you might
But
just give it to Giannis.
honestly, though, even then, I wonder because Giannis sat 2 games. So I wonder if they're like, "Oh,
Oh,
it's close," but then Giannis didn't even
that's a great
play.
point.
Like, do we like granted he sat against like and he still rolled because the matches were so bad.
Yeah,
I
he didn't
wonder
need
if
to
that
play.
maybe matters, or maybe if it's Turkey or Turkiye and you've got Şengün balling out, triple double in a loss, like something like that.
So
Like, because I could have seen it go to Luca. Luca played every game.
yeah,
If
if
Slovenia got there, different story. Laurie
Slovenia
has
if
fell
Slovenia
off
wins
a lot.
today,
Yeah,
see, Laurie has to beat Germany, I think, to get it or to
yeah,
have at least consideration.
yeah,
Um, and if it becomes a if it becomes Greece Finland, then you're just giving it to the winner of the best player, like
yeah, and it's
the
gonna be
best player
Giannis.
on
Yeah,
the best player on the winner. Um, like I think Giannis can get it if they lose,
yeah.
even though even though he missed games because he will have played 7 of 9. You know, like he
I
not even missing like a third of the tournament.
I do think though it's notable if it's against Germany in particular because Germany could split votes amongst
That's
themselves,
the thing.
which
It's
I think
all
is what makes it
Franz and
interesting.
see, even here, Franz is averaging 21, Schroeder 20. Schroeder's hitting 47% of his shots, Franz 48. And
Yeah,
in terms of 3-point shots, Franz is at 29, Schroeder's up just at 31,
and Schroeder's
basically.
got the dimes, and
Yeah, and
Franz has
Franz
the
will have some
rebounds.
rebounds.
Yeah,
Yeah. Let's
like
actually look at
it's
that. So Franz is giving you 21, 6, and 4, essentially with some rounding. On efficient shooting, at least from the field and from free throw, 86% from the free throw. Schroeder's 84% from free throw. And he's giving you 20 and 6,
yeah,
with the
like
assists and also 3 rebounds. So it's gonna be if it's between one of those two, whoever just plays better in the final four. That's it.
yeah, yeah,
That's really it.
and I would think I think Franz has a really good matchup against Finland. Like I think that's a Franz spot.
I kinda think Dennis
But
too. Like I
they
can see
both
that.
honestly they both just shoot the ball so much. Like it
Yeah,
just like
yeah, but and Dennis he could have like 18 and this could be a high assist game for him.
you know what too because like you could tell today honestly he was like trying to get his shots
Yeah,
and yeah, they just weren't going. And he was
yeah.
still the fact that he goes 1 for 9 from 3 is outrageous in the first place. Like that's a lot of threes to only make one. And he just is like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm gonna keep shooting them.
The MVP shortlist is just basically like if we're doing MVP power rankings right now, not based on like what we think is going to happen, but what has happened to this point. Giannis is 1, Laurie's 2. It's going to change once Germany potentially wins this, but Giannis 1, Laurie 2. And then I think it's like a tie between Franz and Schroeder. And then I think, well, Şengün is obviously in the top 5. Are you putting him ahead of the Germany guys right now, or even ahead of Laurie?
Uh
He's giving you almost 22, 11, and 7.
I think he might be ahead of Laurie, but like but it feels like if Laurie wasn't on Finland, they would be so fucked. But at the same time, so would
Yeah,
Turkey. Like they like
Turkey might get out of the group without Şengün at best, but
yeah,
Finland has no shot.
Finland's like
Mirin is not ready.
yeah,
But
Finland
the
also
top 5 in some order is Giannis, Şengün, the duo from Germany, Laurie, and
yeah,
this will shake out depending on that. Like there's not a second guy from Finland who can get an MVP conversation. I don't even know if there's a second guy, honestly, that can get into like all tournament. Probably not. Turkey, similarly, like there's not really as balanced as their team is. There's not really a second guy. Jetty Osman, we'll see what happens. Maybe
yeah,
he can get to the whole tournament if they win it, but that's kind of it. And with Greece, there's not an obvious second guy either. Tyler Dorsey's had some moments we've talked about, but he's not getting like MVP consideration. I don't think he's all
no,
tournament guy. Then with Germany, you have 2. You have Schroeder. Like the 5 guys we just mentioned that's probably going to end up being the all tournament first team because they're all still playing. And then the second team is when you're going to see like Luca, Jordan Lloyd, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jokic,
Avdia. Yeah.
possibly Denny, possibly
Porzingis.
Porzingis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Fontecchio
that.
was really good too. Like,
Yeah,
honestly.
although it was kind of carried by one or two big games, but he
Yeah.
was hot and cold. But
Yeah.
he's good, man. He's really good.
Couple guys that were like up and down. Honestly, like Jokic would have been on there had he not gotten hurt too. He was awesome.
Yeah, he was the driver for Lithuania in a lot of different ways, and he was giving you 17 and 8, 17 and 7, something along those lines. So I think yeah. So it's been a great tournament. It's been a great tournament.
Yeah.
I'm as far as like bets, just to like finalized bets, because we talked about a lot of different scenarios, but we honestly like Germany to win the whole thing. We think that the future is worth playing. And obviously, if you like anybody else, then feel free, because you're getting good numbers, I think, all around. If you think Germany could lose to Finland, I think I would just take a Finland 16-1 ticket, or 17-1, or 18-1 ticket to just win the whole thing. If you think there's any chance at that. And then with Greece, Turkey, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I don't know.
I think I'm gonna probably play
forth.
this. I'm probably gonna play this Şengün assist line though. I think I like that angle of this.
Yeah, I might hit Giannis assist. I might hit both. We'll see.
Yeah.
Giannis assist is one for me. These aren't available yet, but
No, DraftKings has them, but DraftKings has Giannis at 4.5 plus 130.
We also mentioned we should not talk about it because we're good, but Germany total team over 96.5. I think that this is a game. They just got 99 against Slovenia, and this is a game where I think they could repeat that.
Yeah, I'm interested. Finland's had some big numbers, honestly, in terms of what they're allowing. Their offense is prone to kind of moving the ball pretty fast too. So I kind of like that angle too.
Germany, they've put up some cartoonish numbers also.
Let's put it. Yeah, I mean, Serbia put up 86 on them, and they shot 30% from three, and they only shot 72% from the free throw line. So not like the best performance of all time.
Let me give you the point. It's also, by the way, I hope we don't mention this. Germany played Finland in the knockout stage, by the way. Forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
91-61.
I forgot about that, honestly.
The low, because it was such a blowout, and Germany just stopped caring after a point. They won the group already. It was just whatever.
I completely forgot about this.
So Germany scores in group play 106, 105, 107, 120. That was Great Britain. 91-61 against Finland. There's a world. I mean, it's very similar. Like, they don't need the point differential, doesn't matter in this. You just got to win now.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. But they might not run it up. I still think, like, especially given this is a bounce back spot for Franz and Schroeder. Like, they could combine for an efficient like 55, and then everyone else does what they do. So
yeah,
it's Germany versus Greece or Turkey, and then the winner of Greece or Turkey loses Germany, and the loser beats Finland. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. And Franz was great in that game. 20 minutes, 23, 7, and 3. Schroeder, 29 minutes, 16, 7, and 9 in that decimation of Finland.
We'll see if Laurie shows up.
I will say Finland was 6 for 31 from 3-point range. Greece was 9 for 31. So like kind of, or not, I'm sorry, not Greece, Germany. So I think if anything, that bodes better for that team total over.
Well, we'll be back Sunday. Not watching Falcons and Vikings. It's a terrible game. Follow Joe, Cash That Podcast. Follow his channel. Follow him on Twitter. Follow me. Subscribe, like, comment, all the things. And we'll be back after EuroBasket's over. And also on this channel, if you haven't seen it, 4-part preview out now because I'm a sicko. Canelo Crawford, everything you need to know, 4 parts. We film study on Canelo's last fight, on Crawford's last fight, and also a breakdown of the stats. So we did some for the hoopers and some for the nerds. And we also have on the channel coming up a WNBA playoff preview, probably going to be early Friday in the afternoon. And soon I'm gonna just have like structure, like just we're gonna shoot at this time every week.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna do that at some point, soon-ish, probably within the next few months. But I gotta do some market research.
I feel you on that because I feel the same way about my stuff. I'm like, I feel like I've had no consistency, but it's kind of in part the time of the year. Right now it's like there's a specific tournament going on. I don't need to do this on Tuesday nights, releasing overnight into Wednesday when that doesn't make sense. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
work. So NBA season, there will be a lot more regularity. I'll have a better picture on when we're on buckets, stuff like that.
I think I'm gonna do like 1 day a week, just like a regular thing, and then I have like a rotating second day depending on what's happening, something
Yeah,
like that. I don't know. We'll see. This is an all fair conversation, but thank you for watching. We will check back in Sunday.